Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua, Gangsta Time Cole.
Called partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What's good, Chris? And what up, everybody listening?
Yeah. Also joining us, it is our producer. It is Edgelord, Big News Brian.
What's up, nerds?
Yeah, we're back, and so is Jump, for that matter. That's exciting. Very into it. We got a lot of series to talk about. A lot of the manga creators at Jump decided to pour gasoline on their pens and just deliver a great week of manga. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into plugs. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
You could find me at JD Cole _37. That's on Instagram, and at New Jump City Josh. That's on X.
Yeah,
And
Brian.
on Twitter.
Yeah, Brian.
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Yeah, you can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we'll answer it on a pre-show chat show that we do every week. Sorry about that. The episodes usually come out on Wednesdays. The New Jump City proper comes out on Monday nights usually. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying that. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and anything else. The backlog is almost uploaded. There's been an episode coming out every day for the last couple weeks. We are pretty much, I think on Thursday we'll be caught up, and Thursday or Friday. So yeah, very, very excited about that. Hit us up on that. Keep us alive on the algorithm on YouTube. And yeah, without further ado, that's been the plugs. Let's get into the show. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1114, The Wings of Icarus. We have another cover page story, another part to Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage. And basically in this little story so far, this is the fourth one. Yamato has expressed a need to go and explore Wano, so he goes over to Kinemon to ask permission, and Kinemon basically tells him, hey, you can go if you do me a favor. And basically the favor is, very involved with what Yamato wants to do. The idea is to enshrine this sword at Hakumai Senma Shrine in Yasui's stead. And that is your surrogate pilgrimage. So, yeah, she's taking up the young Dawn, Yasui's old task. I wonder if it's Yasui's sword.
R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. to the young god. But yeah, that's the cover story for that. We open the chapter proper. Last we left off, there has been the bone-shattering revelation that the world of One Piece is set to sink completely underwater, and the world is just like, what? And that's where this chapter picks up. Various reactions around the new world and the world in general. The Navy is reacting like, what the hell is everybody talking about? Akainu looks upset as usual, but in a different way.
In a different way.
What'd you say, Josh? Man,
I noticed his face too.
yeah. We go to Mocktown, where everybody is just laughing at Vegapunk because they're just like, what? Now's this time where he decides he's going to throw the world into chaos? How is this entire world going to sink underwater? We cut over to Water 7, who is pretty much mostly underwater. And so they understand. They're like, around here we believe them, but the whole world? So, that's not good. Impel down, we see Doflamingo laughing about it. He's like, oh, that's rich. What if seawater floods into Impel down? Isn't it your job to ensure the safety of the prisoners, Magellan? And Magellan is just chilling next to Doflamingo. I wonder why.
Megalon.
Yeah.
He probably has to keep an eye on Doflamingo the entire time, or some shit
probably.
down.
So, Magellan reveals that there's been a 1 meter rise in the ocean level, in the sea level the other day. So there was a lot of prisoners panicking because of that, because Impel Down is mostly underwater. So,
Why did it rise a meter?
Vegapunk actually explains this in a little bit, but Doflamingo says it only takes 5 meters to wipe out most of the world's cities. So, yeesh, rough times. And he's just like, so what do you think? Shall we move to much higher ground, like the celestial dragons? The fishmen are reacting to this, and they're just like kind of in disbelief as well. The Navy on Egghead are all reacting in disbelief. The 5 elders are tight. We see all of them just looking pissed off, especially Venus Nusjuro. He's super duper upset. We see that York is going around trying to find the source of the transmission, and Vegapunk is speaking of the near future, which, at this point, what he says has already apparently happened, but he explains that he's put sensors, he's built these sensors, and they've detected that there should be a remarkable earthquake that strikes the entire planet. And apparently it happened on the same day that this is broadcasting. I don't remember if this was like a thing that was pointed out, like the earthquake, but yeah.
I have a thought.
Okay.
Maybe it's from when Uranus attacked.
It's possible. But
Maybe that
Vegapunk.
shook the world and
Yeah,
caused the sea level to rise.
yeah, that's possible. I wouldn't be surprised. But he says that as a result of that, the sea would rise about 1 meter. So that's what Magellan was talking about, the sea levels rising. And apparently that would make some islands uninhabitable. Beaches around the world will be lost for good. We go back to Long Ring Long Land, and they seem to be unaffected right now. But he says, if I'm wrong in this prediction, feel free to disregard the rest of this message. But it totally happened. And everybody's like, oh shit, it really happened. And he says, if it has happened, listen carefully. This particular earthquake is not exactly what I would call a natural phenomenon. And at this point, Saturn is going ballistic. He's just like, Vegapunk, don't you say another word. Where the other Straw Hats are still protecting Robin. They're doing their best. Everybody's fighting to keep Robin alive. Saturn is able to break into the lab itself, and he makes his way in as Vegapunk is talking, and he said, I dreamt of a source of endless and eternal energy, and in my desire to push the world forward to the future, I flew too close to the sun. As we are revealed, the mother flame that everybody has been talking about. And there's something interesting that happens here, because Saturn finds it, and he seems to be like, it seems to affect him somehow, because he reverts to his human form to start fucking shit up further in that room. It's almost as if like the mother flame kind of makes it rough to be in that form for some reason. And that's what I'm drawing for this.
That's interesting.
But he does revert to his human form and starts beating stuff, like breaking things in the laboratory with his cane. So, he's Vegapunk continues on where he says, "Allow me to explain just what it is." We see more shots. The giant armor is still walking around, and the Navy is unable to destroy it or even put a dent in it. We see that Dory and Broggy are running away. The island's pretty much on fire where they are, so they're just trying to get out of there. Luffy seems to have returned to Gear 5, which is good news overall. And this is where it gets interesting, and I'm mostly going to be reading it just because Vegapunk reveals a lot of information here. But he says that from about 900 years ago to 800 years ago, a period of a century, there is a span of history that is completely and entirely blank. We know this. We call this the Void Century because all record.
Emu?
Huh? Yeah. We see Emu, and Emu has the ellipses there, like. He's talking
You about to tell him? You about to snitch?
Are you just gonna snitch?
A little bit.
You gonna snitch to these commoners? He says, we call this the Void Century because all records from this time were eliminated. The only means to know this lost piece of history is to find the message from the past in the form of poneglyphs scattered across the world and decipher its contents. And we do see that Jaguar D. Saul is there. He's listening to this message as well. He's laughing. He's on the shores of Elbaf.
That?
That's Jaguar D. Saul.
No, who's the shadowy figure?
That's Jaguar D. Saul.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
No. The shadowy figure to the right
Yeah, that's him.
of Saul.
Wait, shadowy next to Saul in the Saul panel?
Yeah, with the 3 ellipses.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no,
To the
that is
right
him.
of-
That is him. That's his silhouette.
There it is.
Oh, it's him in the back. Oh.
You see his little hat and the way he's shaped.
That's just him from the distance, and then they show him.
Yeah, and then I guess he lays back on the
Okay.
logs that are right behind him.
So the Giants know about the Void Century? That's crazy.
Well, at least Saul knows. I don't think all of the Giants know. But Saul has been studying it since
Better
Ohara.
call Saul, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, we see Saul. He is super duper confirmed alive. We go back to Orange Town, the very first place, the place where Luffy met Nami, where he met Buggy. And the mayor seems to have a kid that has his exact same hair.
He was getting active.
That's awesome.
He's getting
I was
active.
really looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, Mayor Boodle is getting it in, and I'm sure this girl will be very important later on.
I was just thinking about these 2 characters the other day.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, I know. Eh, I know. We even get a shot of the Amazons from Amazon Lily real fast. But Vegapunk continues to say that the world government has made it a crime, obviously, and he broke that law. So that was his second sin. Through the sheer tenacity of an excellent group of archaeologists, I inherited some text and a number of poneglyphs, which I have deciphered and continue studying to the best of my ability. I regret none of this. What a beast. It says, history, you see, tells a story. And Nami notices, at this point, that the clouds are starting to move. And they realize, wait, this is what Edison was saying. When Edison said he would make sure we touch down on the water, is this what he meant? So he's trying to, they figure that he's managed to separate a piece of cloud that they can get the ship on and thus get away. So we see Edison is inside the lab and he's all broken up and he's just like, now get off this island, Straw Hats, and don't let the world government lay a finger on you.
No, Edison.
So we get a sacrifice play, I guess, from Edison. And Vegapunk continues to say, in other words, what I know is an incomplete story of that 100-year void. It would be dishonest to fill the blanks with my own speculation. So I will leave you with only verified truth. And the main character of this story, as Luffy returns to fight Workery one-on-one, And he says that the main character of this story was born into a kingdom with an impossibly advanced civilization 900 years ago. Like the sun god Nika spoken of in Elbaf legend, he fought with a body that stretched and contracted. His name was Joy Boy. And he was the very first man on the sea to be called a pirate. Oh my god! It's him! It's him! And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1114?
What'd you see?
Oh, RGC. What about you, Brian?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Nah, sorry.
Oh, it was mine. I really like this chapter, but
Yeah, I'm sorry. There was just something that happened this week that I just can't. I can't.
oh,
not
I know
give
what
it
you're
a
talking
review.
about. Yeah, I still have to give it to this one, but maybe next week. But anyway,
My bad.
no, you're good. You good. You good. You got to stay true to your heart. We want honesty here on the show. But anyway, this was Josh and mine. Really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Certified RGC. Yeah. What a chapter. What a chapter. We waited 2 weeks for this. Just for why can't I remember his name? The scientist. Jesus
Vegapunk?
Christ. Thank you guys. Wow.
Wow, man. Come on, man.
We waited 2
You
weeks
really
just for
blanked on his
Vegapunk.
name.
Yeah, I did. That was bad. Don't drugs, guys. So anyway, look, he still didn't say why it's gonna happen. Didn't give intel that I didn't really expect that, to be honest. I know that's gonna come, or maybe they're gonna destroy radio right before he gets to say that. But looks like we're about to learn about Joy Boy. I'm glad he's not telling too many secrets, because we still need to learn that on the road after this.
On the
right?
road.
Still a couple more islands to hit. You know what I'm saying? Here, there, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. A couple more adventures, find poneglyphs, and I think Emo is Joy Boy.
No.
Imagine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Imagine if that are true.
Nah, that's just a random thought. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't really make sense.
That would be
He's-
awesome.
It would be weird. Like, why did Joy Boy turn into Emo? What happened?
And Joy
Did he
Boy
get
is
salty?
actually Luffy's mom.
This isn't Jujutsu Kaisen, so let's just stop right there.
And Blackbeard
something
begged
about-
Dragon
Sure.
to give birth to
Yeah.
Luffy.
Yeah.
Josh's not having it.
Teach. And what about Blackbeard? I wonder if he's listening to this shit. And he's just like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a shit.
Fuck Joy Boy. Fuck Joy Boy, fuck Emo. I'm taking over all this shit anyway. Or do you think, I wonder if he genuinely wants to make, like, if that's his main goal, to make his pirate island legit nation. There's no way.
I feel like that's part of it. I feel like that's like a means to an end. I don't think
Sure.
that's what he wants overall.
Yeah. But I really like these chapters where it feels like the whole entire world is a part of it. With One Piece's best strengths. I didn't care about those two characters, but it was really dope to see Kainu, Doflamingo, and Magellan.
Magellan.
Megalon.
Magellan.
That's a clothing brand.
Magellan.
Sure. I'm not saying it now. And he has bat wings. Maybe he used to be a Lunarian. I think you said that, right, Chris? He
Me?
might be descendant.
I didn't say that he was one. I didn't even bring him up as one.
Oh, I just have bat wings.
He has bat wings. He doesn't have like angel wings.
As a descendant.
No. He also doesn't have the fire.
Okay, do you guys remember the Pokemon Metagross?
Yeah.
Okay, if you go to page 5, when you show the 4 elders getting upset, when they say destroy the transmission transponder snail, in fact, destroy any life. Everything else is secondary. That was funny. But if you look at those panels, one of those guys looked like Metagross. Like,
Let me see.
I don't know
Oh
what
my God.
Metagross
I
looks
hate
like.
this fucking biz app.
why don't you
It's like
Google that
a-
real quick, Chris?
The
Steel and Psychic type
Steel Psychic type,
Pokemon.
yeah.
It's it's actually really cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jupiter.
Yeah, so I seen that and I was like, what? But then I realized that's just the
Metagross?
worm. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Do you think that was Mars telling everybody that to destroy the transmission and transport? He's the boss. He's the leader of them all.
Yeah, maybe it was Mars.
He's got to be. Because he's the only one with his mouth open. Like,
Mercury's
Get
also
up.
got his mouth open.
they can't learn our secrets. It's so desperate right now, and it's
They
awesome.
are stressed out.
I'm enjoying every minute of that. The lore being introduced. This motherfucking mother flame. I'm not even gonna say too much. It's just a lot to be hype about, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Maybe I'll have some rebuttals. So, Brian, what were your thoughts on seeing Emu on that panel, and also generally the rest of the chapter?
He really was hitting them with that ellipses, bro. That guy was not happy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a rebuttal actually. Should I? Or
Okay,
should
go
I
ahead.
wait?
No, please.
All right, actually, it's not a rebuttal. It's just a burning question I have to ask both of you guys. Are y'all still super duper hyped that Giants are here? Specifically Danny and Brog, whatever their names are, or has the
Dory
hype
and Broggy.
worn off?
I am happy Dorian
Yes.
Broggy are here, yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
We're talking 15 years ago, bro.
Yeah. Been a long time.
Is the hype still alive?
Hype's still alive.
I'm still thriving, actually.
Yeah, you guys still just like, wow, this
Just
is
way up.
what a time to be alive.
Yeah.
I envy you guys.
Why are you
I envy
hating?
y'all.
Josh
Why-
is a
well,
bit-
all right, I need to know why you
Josh-
are
Josh,
hating on
Josh is
said I
a five
envy.
elder. He's hating right now on the level of 5 elders.
Because I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
What do you mean? We weren't there when it came out.
She was.
No.
When did you start reading?
Almost at the same time you did, Josh.
No.
We caught
because
up
you
at the
was showing
same
Soap
time.
lady and all of that extra shit.
We caught up around the same time, bro. We got there just in time for Marineford. One Piece wasn't even running here when the Giants first started.
Why do y'all like them so much? Why is the Giants so hype?
We're just happy to see them. We're not like...
It's like seeing an old friend.
Well,
you know
Brian, can you tell me why the community's so hype?
Because it's like
Josh-
seeing an old friend.
Josh
Last time we
hates the
saw them,
Giants,
they were
bro.
literal like babies on their first journey out into the real world. And now they've
Yeah.
grown to the point where Dory and Broggy, like, they were always a big fucking deal. And now we get to actually see them in their, like, you know, in their glory, you know, as them.
They're stronger
being
than
who they
every
are.
boss they fought so far.
They could, yeah, probably not
to
the
this point.
not the Yonko, not
That
like
was a
Kaido
f-
and shit, but.
All right, maybe not except for like Kaido, yeah, and Big Mom.
But they were like they were the big dogs before all the Yonko. Like they ruled the seas, bro. Like these guys are them.
Giant crew.
Yeah, they are. They're literally them.
Chris isn't saying anything, but I'll wait for him to.
I'm not saying
Rebuttal
anything
and
because
with
I know
the
your
thoughts.
hating tactics.
I know you hate
In 15 years?
I know you're hating tactics.
I've been hating as long as Dorian Broggy been around.
100 years or so? They're like over 150 years old.
Yeah, and the only
He's
reason
been around
why
in One
they
Piece.
didn't the only reason why they didn't continue to rule the seas is because they were on Little Garden fucking around.
Oh, so now they're ready to like go back to colonizing the rest of the islands and stuff.
I don't think they did that.
No, they just
Oh.
went back home.
Brian, we made a bad mistake of just like seeing characters that haven't been seen in a while and being generally happy they were around for a second.
Mistake was indulging me. That was the mistake.
The mistake was like a character came back after a number of years and we were like, oh, that's cool.
Fuck. I made the mistake of interacting with one of the co-hosts. Fuck. Shit.
My bad.
My bad.
Why do you hate the Giants so much?
Nah, the Giants are cool actually.
Nah, you
I don't
hate them, bro.
Nah, you hate them. For sure you hate them.
All right, I'm
You got an
conflating the hype with Albaf with these two guys. So it's not Dorian Broggy's fault. It was nice to see them again. Do remember reading this a long time ago and seeing these big doofy ass giants. And I guess they were a big deal. You know? But Elbaf is important because we're gonna learn some lore.
Lore.
It's okay, I'm not mad.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
We're gonna see Shanks and Josh
know
is gonna
who's
be
mad?
like, ugh, I don't get the hype behind Shanks.
Shanks is cool. Well, we're gonna see. One shot and Kid is pretty light.
It is pretty light.
Unfortunately. I say that with a with a sad heart,
Yeah.
a heavy heart. Anyway, I've done enough. You have any more thoughts, Brian?
No, actually.
I rudely interrupted you.
Yeah, I don't got much else to say.
A boar
I-
got punched in his face this chapter. That's for sure.
Yes. Giant boar got punched in the face. I mean, yeah, there's still like, for as much as the revelations that we got here, it's still like a lot of questions surrounding them. So I don't know how many thoughts I have on them either. One of the cool things, I do want to reiterate how like kind of touching it is to see the Straw Hats like ride or die for Robin. That's been kind of nice to see. The fact that none of these guys died in the face of one of the elders is pretty great. Because these are, besides maybe Brooke and Robin herself, these are not like the strongest Straw Hats, but they were able to do considerable damage to Saturn, all things considered, that they're immortal. Like they took a chunk of his head off before he regenerated, obviously. But that was I don't know what the Mother Flame is. I've heard some theories about it. Some people say that it's like the essence of the Lunarians. And that's why like
Interesting.
that's just like probably another reason why the Lunarians were eliminated, because their fire was like kind of somewhat harmful to the elders themselves. I don't know how much I believe that, but it's very interesting because this thing seems to be submerged in water and it's still burning.
Oh, is that water? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see the blubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like water.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah. That's really cool. The stuff about Joy Boy being the first pirate is very cool. I'm almost certain Joy Boy was a giant. I mean, all signs point to it. There was a giant straw hat in Emu's freezer. So I'm thinking that Joy Boy was a was a giant, very famous giant pirate, obviously the first pirate. And Roger was a big fan of Joy Boy, and that's why he wears the straw hat.
Big fan.
Oh.
You know, because he's a giant.
All right, so One Piece is off next week. Unfortunately, as if we didn't already have a break.
Super rough. That is unreasonably rough.
Yeah, but you know, we just we're letting Oda have his time to rest and recuperate, so we don't have longer
Nah, Oda's
interruptions.
gonna drive me to drink.
Trust me, bro. I'm right there with you. This sucks that we don't have another One Piece next week, especially given the revelations that we've been getting, all the lore that we're getting right now. It's not a good time for breaks, but I am excited to continue reading in 2 weeks. Lots of good stuff. But that's all the thoughts I have. Do we have any rebuttals or anything?
No, sir.
All right. With that being said,
Nope.
Let's move onward. My Hero Academia.
Before
This-
we begin, I am genuinely curious if you know off the top of your head how this has been doing in the rankings.
My Hero?
Yeah.
I
You
can
know?
look. I have the tab open here.
Well, you want to? Oh, you do.
Mm-hmm. My Hero
Readily
Academia in the most recent issue, My Hero Academia ranked second.
Oh shit!
It's been doing okay. You know, it's been like top 10 for the last few weeks. You know, it's been like 6, 6, 5, 3, 6, whatever. It's been doing all right. You know, it's not been doing all right. Ruby Dragon. Now that it came back, I really like that series. Greens is not doing great.
Greens.
What about Dear Enemy?
That is also in 16th place, third to last.
Whoa!
Mm-hmm. Kagurabachi's 11th right now.
Hags.
Hmm?
Hags.
Oh wait, am I reading the wrong one?
wait.
I can't tell which one's the actual top one. Maybe I'm fucked up. Okay, my bad. So Greens is last. It looks like. My Hero Academia is actually 6th this week. So Sakamoto Days is actually 2nd, which is nuts.
That is nuts.
One Piece is 3rd. Mission Yozakura Family is 4th, Josh.
Do you hear that?
No, I don't hear anything, actually.
That's my soul burning.
Yeah.
With passion, of course, right?
No,
With
I'll
No.
be vaporized from this plane of existence. soon. I am melting right now.
Want to hear something surprising?
I have been vanquished by Yozakura family.
Jujutsu Kaisen is 12th this week.
Oh, I'm definitely vanquished.
Yeah.
One of my favorite series is ranked way lower than a series I don't like. That's tough.
or
I
haven't
don't know
read.
if I'm gonna be able to return.
Bro, Yozakura Family is weird. It was 12th last week, 4th this week, 3rd the week before.
What was third the week before?
Mission Yozakura Family.
And you're 100% positive that it's not.
Pretty positive. It was 11th the week before that, and 9th before.
That it's not a harem.
Huh? It's not a harem. As far as I'm in, it's not a harem.
Okay.
In fact, the
maybe.
characters are married. already. So like, there's not
Married
like
people
Mormons
are
can't
still
have an
in-
anime.
Hmm?
You're saying Mormons can't have an anime?
it can, but it's not.
Yeah.
Well,
sure,
Chris, you
sure.
were wrong about Undead Unluck.
What do you mean?
With
Yeah, what do you mean?
with Rip and his 2 wives.
I was wrong about
Twins.
that. I was wrong about that. So maybe
Rip.
I'm
Who's
just
Rip?
not far enough. But anyway, this is My Hero
Maybe asking
Academia.
a sign.
This is My Hero Academia, chapter 422, Midoriya Rising. Izuku Midoriya Rising. Excuse me.
Yeah, put some respect on the name of the goat.
Last we left off with My Hero, everybody has been trying to get Deku closer to All for One. He is running. He's going on his way to punch him. Shirakumo. Well, this chapter opens with Aoyama pushing Deku forward as he's about to get devoured by some earth thing. Shirakumo starts to melt or some shit. Maybe that's just the darkness fading away and he's just going to be a guy now. Deku is just flying through like the crazy destruction that's going on. The heroes are doing their best to help him along. All for One starts talking about how his Omni Factor Unleash is not the result of giving into base emotion. Rather, this augmentation is me exercising control and authority over my myriad of powers. I'm using logic.
Oh, brother.
I'm using logic, you simpletons. You think with your emotions, and I'm logical. He says, "Do
Didn't
not."
this guy die already?
Yeah, but not really.
Is Shigaraki exempt from his crimes?
I would hope not. I'm sure they're just gonna like put him in jail or something. But anyway, he shoots a laser beam. Hagakure comes in and redirects that laser beam using her powers. It's a pretty cool moment. Yao Yorozu creates a giant electromagnetic railgun that
Sick.
yeah, pretty sick. That electric boy, forget his name, Kaminari.
Kaminari.
Yeah, Kaminari uses to
Fun fact. This is one of 2 railguns that'll be featured this week.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Railgun shot. All for One blocks it, and then he shoots a bunch of tendrils or whatever the fuck he throws. But a bunch of strong heroes come in and break all of the tendrils, allowing Midoriya another path through. Suyu grabs Midoriya with his tongue, as so does, and Shoji does the same thing, not with his tongue, but with his many hands. And they guide him along. Everybody's cheering for the heroes. We see Suyu's family and Shoji's family. A girl? Who is this?
I have no clue.
I do not remember. I'm sorry. Maybe she was in Shoji's flashback?
Who's Shoji again? The tail guy?
No, Shoji is the tentacle guy.
Oh, let me see. I'll look into this.
Yeah, please. Anyway, Shoji does some stuff. There's another giant tendril going his way, but then damn, what's his face? Kirishima, Fat Gum, and Ashido pull up to block it. Cool moment there for them. All for One is like, why? All I see are carcasses soon to be carrion. What the hell's carrion? Why do they refuse to lie down and die? There's little life to their weary movements, yet their eyes, if nothing else.
That was a wicked line.
Yeah. And All for One remembers something. He says he finds himself helplessly watching, conferring this power to someone so worthless. It's a mistake. He's like, right, Midoriya, Izuku Midoriya, it's your weakness. It was something All Might lacked. And he keeps going forward. A weak, feeble strength that spurs these vermin to stand back up so doggedly. And we see Ida show up and give him one last push. We see that the soldiers that used to work with Stars and Stripes are still okay. And they're taking care of All Might right now. And he's like, I thought our ejector seats were disabled, but here we are. I take it that was your doing, All Might. And, All Might apparently had something to do with their ability to escape. And he was like, I'd rather keep losses to a minimum. So, that's cool. We see characters from the movies, I imagine, Brian.
Yeah, this is Melissa Shield, and then this is that other guy.
Yeah, I remember this kid. Still no vigilantes guy. I don't know.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Hell.
Frankly, I was
Pull that
honestly
out.
expecting to see him after seeing them.
He really doesn't give a fuck about vigilantes, I guess.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't tell y'all to do that.
We got a barrage appearance before vigilantes, guys.
Yeah, we got characters from series that were canceled. But yeah, Uraraka also tells him to give it his best. We see in America, the president commands them to send every hero they've got to Japan. And is like, but if All for One wins today, you'll be putting our nation in nation's security in jeopardy. It's like, I don't care. Just do it.
Damn.
Like I give a damn. Just do it.
America.
I'm the president of the United States. If I don't respond with overwhelming force, who will?
Yeah. See how hard that little boy working?
Yeah.
Why is he
Awesome.
sending them now?
Now,
Like-
yeah.
Like,
This
this-
horticulture doesn't know how to write that well. All right, let me stop.
There's
Like,
unless
as
they
if,
have
like,
like some
I'm some type of
teleportation quirk
revenant.
that'll get them across the entire world in short period of time.
Yeah, the American
Maybe.
president was just sitting there watching Midoriya do all of this work. And he's like, you think I'm pussy? I'm not pussy. Send all my heroes. Send all the heroes over there. I'm not pussy. I swear to God. So we get a bunch of panels of everybody yelling, "You can do it! You can do it! Do your best!" Blah blah blah. All Might puts his fist up into the sky into a Midoriya that's flying away towards All for One, and he says, "You've been my greatest hero." And last but not least, we see Midoriya's mom say, "Do your best, Izuku." And we end with a big 2-page spread of Deku finally reaching All for One with a big old punch. And
Pretty fire, not gonna lie, the art.
yeah, but that's where we are left off with chapter 422. Josh, what did you think?
Enjoyable.
Quite
Enjoyable.
yes, quite delectable.
I really hate All for One, but this design is so sick and
It is cool.
so much chaos. It's like an Avengers Endgame. This is all he ever wanted. Did he take a few shortcuts to get there? Sure, but you know what? We're here. We're at the finish line, and it's fucking magnificent. Your homegirl bent the light back at him like some magical.
That was
cylinders.
awesome, I will
That's
say.
what.
I saw that. I was like, let's go, Hagakure.
People were pretty mad that she did that
Why?
because this is like the second
What?
time All for One has used this ability and it has not worked.
Who cares?
Laser shot.
Yeah, the fucking I got a lot of quirks beam.
I got a lot of quirks beam.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are mad that huh?
That's a lot to deal with, though. I mean,
Yeah, and
every
a lot of
time that they. But
No, you go ahead.
I was just saying, every time he's done it, it's always. I thought it was going to be bad. I thought it was going to be really bad for the protagonist, but they found a way, I guess. How many times has he shot this thing?
He's
Is there
done
a
it twice, I
specific
think.
attack or just. Oh, so the first time what happened?
First time Bakugo dodged it or like blasted through. I don't know what Bakugo did, but
Oh
Bakugo,
yeah.
and then he did it
That's not
again.
the same thing. This was like a concentrated blast. Like of all the quirks that have beams, he just like produced them all to anything that could probably shoot energy off. He into one shot and shot it. That's probably what that was. But it was like so she refracted it right back at you, boy. And then he shot this big ass railgun. Oh, Yaoyorozo is. I expected a lot more, but I could say that about so many other characters. It's okay, but this was sick. It's big, like he was mad about that railgun, and then even this is nice. It's nice. It's nice to see all the characters try. And then I like how there was a nice point being made about how what's important about Midoriya is that he is, as often once said, he's weak, or rather, he's not so overwhelmingly strong that he discourages other people from trying because who are they compared to him? You know, uh, Midoriya inspires others to work harder and also help him out because they see he's really, really strong and has these quirks passed down to him and all of that, but they seen how he struggled from the beginning and how he's just one of them with a bunch of power thrown onto him, earned or otherwise. So I thought I think that was a nice thing to, kind of a nice thing for All-For-One to say, even though he meant that in the most insulting way possible. But that's why he just got punched in his chest. Um, I hope you, I hope, I hope like in the next chapter he's like, right, like, yeah, like getting hit. And Midoriya's
Gibbo.
like, what?
And
What?
then
I
he'll be
can't
like,
fucking hear you. Rips the hand off.
he'll be
That'd be
like,
funny. And then smacks him with it.
nah, next chapter, all everyone's gonna be like, you hit me. I planned for this.
Shit. You see all this black stuff around us? Hey, now it'll kill all your friends and family.
That'll kill all your friends and family.
So what, you think you sliced through all of this shit like a hot knife through butter? Wrong. That spread it out. It'll kill every one of your friends. You're next.
Except for Ojiro, he's too strong.
You're a little too strong. But the rest will have to suffice. Imagine he's like, I heard your mother scream for you with my hearing quirk, with my several awesome hearing quirks, and guess what? She's next. Just
Yeah.
say something like that to him.
Yeah, he might
That'd
just
be really
he'd be that petty. Smack
I
your
heard her.
moms around for your insolence.
Those are my thoughts. Brian, what do you got? What do you have to say about one of your favorite series?
I feel like I'm a broken record when I say that Horikoshi, like, I don't think there's anybody in the game who's as good at telling a story through visuals as him. Like, sure, maybe the writing isn't all that great. Like, maybe it feels like he was trying to rush to like finish the series at points. But something that always stay consistent is how he tells a story through the art. It's just so fucking incredible. Like the paneling, the art, like the way he chooses like how to like position characters and stuff like that. It's just all of it's so fucking good. Like, man, I I say it all the time. I think after My Hero, he should just become like a fucking mercenary and get hired by mangaka to like draw their series. You know what I mean? Like, imagine him drawing like like Hunter x Hunter or some shit. You know? Like, just imagine how fucking fire that would be. Um, it's just so good. Like the second page after the Aoyama, the panel in the like top left, it's so fucking awesome. It's just so full of action, and like you just feel like the motion that's going on in this panel.
I
And
wish it were
it's
like
not even
a
like the
splash
main
page.
thing. Huh?
I wish it were like a big splash page, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's the crazy part, is that it didn't even need to be. Like the fact that it's a short panel adds to like the hecticness of it, and showing that like if Deku just ran in a straight line in this kind of scenario, there's no way he can make it. And then that's why everybody came in to help him out. You know, like the path became more and more clear as it goes on. And it's because of everybody around him. Um Man, it's just so fucking good. I love this chapter. I loved well, all right. I love the chapter for the art. I can appreciate how Horikoshi tells stories within singular chapters, isolated from the rest of the story. You know what I mean? So that's why I really, really enjoyed. I kind of wish I watched the My Hero movies, but I don't think I will. Um, it's weird. It's weird that he
That was
keeps
low-key
bringing these
disrespectful, Brian.
characters up. I just don't really like
What a
anime,
diss.
like shonen movies like that. But
I
this
think
is
they're on
this was a
Netflix.
good- This is a good visual story for Horikoshi to tell. And I wonder, like, if I do end up rereading the series, I think what I'll try to look out for is what is the best individual chapter from Horikoshi when it comes to like the visual storytelling that he does. Because really, like, if you were to like if you go back and read like the series, I guarantee you there are like there's so many chapters where you read it and you're like, damn, if I forget about everything around this chapter, this is a fucking masterpiece. This is like a work of art of a fucking chapter. And I'm just really like beyond My Hero. Like at this point, I'm just reading the chapters just to appreciate what he brings to the table when it comes to these chapters. And like I'm looking forward to see what he does next after My Hero. Because goddamn, this guy's so fucking talented. And for
What if
this
he
being
takes
his
a
first
forever break?
Honestly,
hope not, man.
if I were Horikoshi, I feel like he's gonna be gone for a while.
I hope
He
I
certainly
hope
probably never has
somebody-
to work again after this.
yeah, I hope somebody hires him to like write to draw their series. I hope. Like I think Togashi should be finding this man and praying to him to join. Because it's like I know
Yeah,
Togashi wants to
Togashi.
draw. I know Togashi wants to draw his own series and stuff like that. But there comes a point where, you know, when else are you gonna get the chance to get such a legendary artist to help you make such a legendary series? You know what I mean? I think Togashi is like the only person who could probably like the only series that you could probably get Horikoshi to draw. You know what I mean? That's why I think Hunter x Hunter would probably be like a good landing spot for Horikoshi to draw.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, that doesn't generally happen.
It doesn't happen, but
I don't think Horikoshi would. I definitely do think Horikoshi is going to take a long time. Given how kind of burnt out he was making My Hero towards the end. In a sense, I wouldn't be necessarily shocked if he never draws again. But I don't know. He's still a young guy, and he could make another series.
But yeah, that's just my pipe dream. I also like the final panel where it's kind of like the light and hope punching through the darkness. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a great
Like-
2-page spread.
Like another visual metaphor. He's really good at those. But yeah, the Horikoshi picking up Hunter x Hunter and drawing it for Togashi is just a pipe dream for me. Like it would be a dream come true if that were to happen.
Hmm.
Because it's kind of like my favorite shonen artist pairing with my favorite mangaka. It'd be pretty fire. But yeah, those are my thoughts. My hero.
I really like this chapter, even for the story reasons. I know I've stated my issues of All for One being the main guy at the end, but at the end of the day, I feel like this is one of the things that Horikoshi really wanted to happen, and I'm really enjoying reading it and then seeing all these characters pitch in, because our main complaint with My Hero Academia is that a lot of characters got like tossed by the wayside for the most part. So it's good to see them jump back in and, give it their all in this moment. So I'm excited about that. The art, of course, is awesome. I'm not gonna go too much harder on that, but yeah, it was a big giant action chapter, but it does a lot in terms of the world building in a sense. Because you're seeing so many people from this world that we wish we could have seen more of, but this is also very good. Maybe in the anime they can kind of stretch out these certain moments so everybody has a longer time to shine. But I've been here for My Hero Academia for the last couple weeks. I'm enjoying where they're going. I don't know what America's heroes are gonna do by the time they get there. The battle's probably gonna be over. But what I think
they're
they're
busy dealing with mutants right now.
Yeah. But I think what's going to end up happening is that it's not just going to be America, it's all the world's heroes coming. And they back up Midoriya. So that's my thoughts, but I thought this chapter was really cool. I haven't seen the My Hero Academia movies. I might see them because some of them are on Netflix and I think all of them are on Crunchyroll actually. So I may throw it on one day. But it's all very exciting. I'm here for it. Those are really all my thoughts. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing just because, it is a cool Avengers Endgame moment for My Hero. But it really is just a lot of action, not a whole ton of story yet. Probably next chapter is going to be where there's going to be a lot more to talk about. But for now, that's My Hero Academia. Any rebuttals? Anything to add?
No.
Nah.
Alrighty then, let's move onward.
Oh, good.
Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 259, Inhuman Makyo Shinjuku Showdown part 31. Alright, so there's going to be a lot of explaining here, as usual. I feel like a lot of the chapters have been starting out this way.
I do not envy you.
Yeah. Okay, so basically,
Good luck.
look, honestly,
We're
this
back on
first
Get Smart.
This first page is not going to be that intense because it really is just teaching Yuji the concept of the convergence technique, the blood convergence. So, it's that blood compression technique that Shoso and the other guy from the Blood Clan can do. So, yeah. They're just teaching Itadori that. And then we get a big 2-page spread explaining how exactly Sukuna can use the Divine Flame. And it's a lot going on. So I'm kind of going to read some of it. Basically, he's saying that opening the doors for Divine Flame first requires doing Dismantle and then Cleave. It has firepower, but the flames are fast and the effective range is short. To solve these problems, Sukuna entered a binding vow. Shocker of all shocks. And Sukuna can't use Divine Flame when he's outnumbered, except when his domain is open. Due to this binding vow, so basically the concept here.
I'm just exciting.
Due to this binding vow, he can expand the curse technique of a malevolent shrine, and all pulverized substances gain explosive cursed energy. Furthermore, Sukuna temporarily altered the barrier specification because it controlled its access to everything except for living things, and created a seal within the effective range without lowering Malevolent Shrine's output. Got it?
Huh?
Sure.
Did you get that?
Huh?
The only thing I understood from this is that Sukuna made a binding vow that he can't use divine flame when he's outnumbered. So he can't use it when he made a deal where he can only use it if he's one-on-one.
In general, right?
Yeah. But
this time,
the caveat is that he can't use it when he's outnumbered, but except for when his domain is active. And that's what he did. That's what the fucked up version of Malevolent Shrine is. It wasn't necessarily to use Malevolent Shrine. It was to activate Divine Flame more than anything. So yeah, that's all I gathered from that. It's crazy.
So basically, he used Malevolent Shrine. So it's like a combo where he uses Malevolent Shrine to trap people inside of the explosion, right?
No, the idea is that like the binding vow he made was that he can't use it. He can't use Divine Flame when he's outnumbered, when there's probably more than one opponent, except for if he activates his domain. And then he can use Divine Flame as he wishes. Because he's still technically outnumbered in this moment, so he shouldn't be able to use Divine Flame. But because last chapter he opened his domain, he was able to use Divine Flame.
So why didn't he use it against Gojo then? Because he wasn't outnumbered against Gojo. I guess it wouldn't have hit him.
Well, he seems to be able to make he seems to be able to make binding vows like in split seconds. I think everybody can in theory, but it's possible that he just made this vow. It's very possible that he made this vow.
So how long do these binding vows last? Forever?
Yeah. For the most part. I mean, I guess it depends on the deal, you know. It's hard to say.
Jesus Christ.
In any case, this was a cool 2-page spread art-wise.
What, of Sukuna?
Yeah.
Yeah, he really was setting the flames up.
Okay, so Uraume basically looks like Gojo and says we've won. As we see Hakari is like, what? Itadori is like, what? And then boom, big explosion. The particles have become thermobaric explosives scattered to every corner of the domain. The heat from the divine flame causes detonation, instantaneous high temperature, shockwaves, decompression, and intense pressurizations, which in turn kill all living things within the domain. In Shibuya, Ryumen Sukuna used this his ultimate secret art to defeat Maharaga in one blow. So this is what he did to Maharaga, apparently.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. There's apparently a science consultant named Kurare. Just wanted to give him credit. Or them credit. I don't know. And then finally, in his fight against Satoru Gojo, he changed the conditions for his barrier technique and continually restricted the effective range, resulting in insufficient firepower. So he had been sealing Divine Flame. Whatever, bro. Whatever you say, bro. So we see that Yuji survived, and then he looks up and Choso is all burnt up. He seems to have somehow shielded Itadori. And he's like, Choso, why? And Choso starts to burn away. He's like, sorry, I wasn't a good teacher. I'm more the instinctive type. And Itadori says that the instinctive type is an exaggeration. And then they meet in the afterlife, I suppose, which is that table that is just like some table in the woods where they're hanging out.
I don't think this is the afterlife. I think it's that cursed death room realm or whatever. Because this is like the same place they go to whenever he has like the memories.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that like everybody seems to go somewhere in particular. You know, Gojo went to the airport.
Well, Yuji's not dead.
No,
So-
Yuji's not dead, but I guess he could communicate with Yuji still.
Same way the same way Sukuna, I guess, communicated with
Jogo.
yeah, Jogo, yeah, the volcano guy.
Yeah. So I think this is a similar thing. Because Gojo went to the airport, Nanami went to whatever country that was. Choso goes here. And he's like, Yuji, you picked up reverse curse technique really quickly. He's like, well, it's because Sukuna used my body, not because of talent. And he's like, don't be modest. Little brothers usually eventually surpass big brothers. And he's like, does this mean the big brother has to disappear? And I'm like, oh, man. Oh, God. And he's like, sorry, Yuji, I'm leaving you alone again. You stood by me in my hardest times, and that's enough. And at some point, I guess Choso starts to hear the other death painting wombs speaking to him. And he's like, big brother, I'm here. I'm cold. All right, let's talk. If we talk, you won't notice the cold. Oh, or is this like a flashback to when they were in those things? Yeah. And he said 150 years to us was those few days to Yuji. So thank you, Yuji, for being my little brother. And then he finally burns away. And I guess he has like a little barrier that was protecting Yuji. And it fades away as he dies. Itadori looks around like, guys, and Itadori narrates to himself that he said he was a cog and that no matter what happened, he would fulfill his role. He's supposed to get retribution for his big brother who risked his life, but faced with the scorched earth before his eyes and receding heat, I'm starting to waver. And Sukuna comes through the fold. He looks very scary. Usually looks like he lost an eye, but I think he heals that later. Anyway, and then coming out the other direction, he senses something. He says he sees in the dust none other than motherfucking Aoi Todo.
My fucking goats!
He pulls up with something wrapped around his arm. Oh my God, it actually happened. I never thought it would.
My fucking goat!
So they explained that Todo had the idea that he wants to use his techniques with Mei's crows to help people escape from inside of Sukuna's domain. And he says that the domain is practically means instant death, so there's no guarantee of survival, but it's better than nothing. And so, you know, in order for them to pull this off, he would really have to expand the range of Boogie Woogie. There would likely be 4 or more curse technique targets. Can you do that with your arm like that? And he's like, I'm not sure, but I can feel the beat of the Boogie Woogie. And I'm like, hey, I'll take it. He just said, don't let Itadori know about the plan. And he's just like, because Itadori, if he knows, then he may involuntarily leak the plan to Sukuna because of their connection. So, you know, it may not be a good idea to let him know. So, you know, there you go. He says that we get explanation of Todo's plan with Mei and involved accompanying Yuta Okotsu to adjust curse techniques. Todo himself did not know whether his allies were safe since he couldn't sense Itadori and Choso in the heart of the domain. So there's no time to tell these things to Yuji Itadori because we see Todo pull up and he's like, I'm sorry, my brother, but it'll probably be all right. And Itadori's like, so it's probably going to be all right? I got to believe him. That's all I can do for now because Ryomen Sukuna's domain just ended. So it's difficult for him to use curse techniques. So now the chapter ends. It's Todo and Yuji versus Sukuna. Let's get it. Let's go. I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's get it.
RGC!
This is Brian's, I figure, really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
My fucking goat is back.
Josh, what did you think about Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 259?
And man, I have a lot to say about Sukuna's cheating tactics. But before I get into that, Yes, I am very excited to see Toto. It's about damn time. We literally have not seen him since the Shibuya arc, since like the end of the last anime season. That's fucking crazy, you know. So I was wondering when he was gonna show up, and he came at the very last minute. Uh, I don't know how to feel about that, but it's cool that he's here. I'll tell you this though, Sukuna is not Mahito or any of these other motherfuckers that they fought in the past. Like he's gonna be able to see through that switching places shit like easy, if you ask me. But I don't know. Maybe Toto has something else going on with that. He has a new robot hand or something like that. That'd be pretty sick.
Odo's one of the smartest characters in the
Wasn't-
series, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, they do say that.
Yeah, he has a lot of knowledge
Exactly.
on cursed energy and whatnot. So
Yeah. He was one of the highest IQ sorcerers. And it sucks that Choso had to die. I seen that coming, but thought it was pretty. Thought it was pretty sweet how they had all the brothers talking to him in a flashback. I mean, he was always a good big brother to the very end. Got small. All right, so on to the problematic guys. So he's making up. All right, this is the issue, right? And I'm sure we all have thoughts on this. At this point, like rules are being made up on the go to meet specific conditions. And to me, it's just unnecessary, you know? There's no reason he couldn't have just been able to use that fire attack and then had maybe loaded. I like the explanation of the combo. You know, the way he used the domain to to make the range of this fire attack like, you know, wider and more decisive, I guess. But man, we got a crazy ass explanation that just to me was unnecessary. And this is when Akutame just I don't want to be just does a little too much. Like, he be up his own ass sometimes. Like I'm not that difficult. You know, I would have took had he just used the attack, I would have been fine. Personally, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but
I
all right,
have an
those are my
objection.
thoughts.
So,
Go for
I
it.
mean, I feel like for an attack of that magnitude, I feel like it would be kind of bad for the series if there weren't a lot of stipulations to create that. You know what I mean? Like if Sukuna could just do that like for free without binding vows or anything, then what's the point of having binding vows in the first place, right? Because binding vows are meant for being able to like kind of, you know, create these kind of situations where like you can go beyond like the normal limit of what curse technique is. So I feel like this explanation, it feels like it's a lot, but it just, I feel like it's kind of necessary for the system. Because if Sukuna could just do this, then, you know, that's kind of, I don't know. I like the whole point of Sukuna is that he loves everything about cursed energy and cursed technique and all that shit. So he understands the system better than anybody. So of course, when he does shit, it needs a lot of explanation because he's the person who understands it to this like minute detail. You know what I mean? It's like seeing LeBron James describe describe basketball. You know what I mean? Like sure he could probably explain things at like a very like dumbed down way, but like there's a lot of like complexities and all that shit to the system, and you could see by the smile on his face that he loves doing this kind of shit. Like this is why he loves curse technique so much, is because he understands it so much that he can do this shit on the fly. I feel like it's not even like, the only thing I would say is that I feel like he's used binding vows like so many times throughout this fight, and I still don't really understand how exactly binding vows work, because he's using them so often, and I don't know how long they're supposed to last. But I don't know. I personally like it when like when an author is very very into their power system, like to this kind of detail, because it shows that it's not just like, you know, punching, kicking, and fighting and all that shit, right? Like this is like a full ass system that they feel like they have to do right. And they have to follow the rules to the T. And I kind of like that. I don't know. Because I feel like once you start breaking the rules, then it kind of leaves leeway for shit to be kind of taken out of context, or things not being able to kind of fit the same continuity. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I say these kind of big ass explanations are kind of mandatory for a character like Sukuna, who operates in such a high level above everybody else. You know? Sorry, I was yapping for a while.
That's okay.
Nah, that was a good explanation.
Yeah, I feel
Because
like. Oh, sorry, Brian.
You only get these kind of explanations with like Sukuna or Gojo, and those are the two highest guys, right? So
Well, Hikari got a pretty big one.
yeah, but Hakari is also up there.
Mhm.
So it's like the higher up you are on the chain when it comes to cursed energy and cursed technique, is you're gonna get these big ass fucking textbook explanations as to what they're doing, because that's who they are, you know? That's how much they know it. What were you saying, Chris?
I feel like I'm of two minds of it, where I very much understand where Brian's coming from, and I agree to an extent. It is just like
Same.
it's just a testament to how much Sukuna knows about this, how much more Sukuna understands about cursed energy than anybody else in the verse. And I understand that, but it is like, I get other people's apprehension that it's just like, well, now you're just making stuff up. You know, like,
I mean, what is he making up though?
no, I agree to, that's another thing. That's why I'm like so kind of conflicted on this, is that, you know, the concept of binding vows are an established thing. The fact that they can offer major power boosts if you use them correctly is another thing. But, you know, like narratively, sometimes they can feel kind of like get out of jail free cards, you know. I can see how like it's just it's a easy out when it's you seemingly write yourself into a corner, which I don't think Akutami has done, but I can see how other people can perceive it, just because how absurdly how much that Sukuna seems to have an answer for literally everything. Even the things that he's weakened himself with. And also sometimes I think the particular way that this one was worded, it can be a little awkward at times. It's just a lot of information, and usually I'm very interested in this stuff just because like I'm very interested in Jujutsu Kaisen's power system. But yeah, it's a lot going on, I guess, in terms of information, and I could see that why a lot of people wouldn't love it so much. I saw that it was at number 12 this week in the rankings, and I wasn't necessarily shocked, because I think a lot of people have been feeling this fatigue with Sukuna in general, just because of how. And
I feel like people need to like decide whether they want a villain that's like worth their salt, or you know, they want like their hero to have like an easy win. Like I don't, because it's like Sukuna has fought on a grander scale than this. Granted, on a fight that like, you know, they didn't really flesh out or anything. They just kind of said it.
Yeah,
but
I think the only flaw that I can see is that the more Sukuna survives, the higher the expectation is on what actually defeats him, if he gets defeated at all. So, you know, it's just like a building up of expectations that, in a sense, I understand. Because whatever takes him out,
with all them black flashes.
Yeah, whatever takes him out has better be good, you know?
Because all I'm saying is this is probably the best end game a villain has ever been in a manga, in my opinion.
I agree. I don't. So far, you know, I've been
Yeah,
very pleased with this.
he's one of the best for sure. I mean, look, this is just one thing I thought was like a little over the top.
No, I agree. I
'Cause-
think that's the thing.
And
It's just like,
I think they made a mistake because they said in Shibuya, Sukuna used his secret art to defeat Maharaga in one blow. Was he talking about the domain or the fire?
The
Because he
fire.
beat Maharaga with his domain, not with the fire.
I think the
Mm.
fire was also applied to the domain. But I haven't watched.
You
I
know
haven't
what?
seen it in a while, but
Yeah, he was going through the domain. That's why.
because what it looks like
Remember,
to me
he
is
was like
that
fighting through it.
what it looks like to me is that the flames are added to dismantle and cleave, which is why when you look at Choso, he has like slashes on him that look like they're burnt too. You know what I mean? Like it's not like he's bleeding. He's cut up and burnt where the slashes are. So it looks like he applied the divine flame to the slashes and then just cut them down and incinerated them to nothing. You know what I mean? So I think that's what happened.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying. I think like when you do these things, there's kind of a double-edged sword effect that I get, because this is the first time I read this, and I kind of a little bit went, you know. I was like, okay, I'm not entirely mad at it, but you know, I don't know.
I love this kind of shit. I'm nerdy like that.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I love it too, but I feel like the explanation, maybe it's the wordiness of the explanations where it doesn't have to be that deep, because we've seen Sukuna use this before. We've seen him use a divine flame, so I could just be perfectly fine with the fact that he could just do this. But I think Akutami was also very mindful of the fact that Sukuna is supposed to be very weakened and can't access certain areas of his curse technique in his domain at the time, so he really wanted to cover his bases, which is cool.
That's fair.
But it's also like, it's not that deep. He could have just done the fire. He's done it before.
But for him, like it's like, you know, for like when you love a series so much or when you love a system that you've created so much, like it's about respecting what you created. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he could probably just be like, and he poofs them and he uses flame and they poof. But it's like, you know, like this is the kind of shit that you would want from an author that's creating a series with so much detail, is for them to stay true to that. You know what I mean? Like it's unfortunately the series is not going to become Dragon Ball Z. You know, there's a reason why when you see these big fucking giant magnitude attacks, that there's going to be an explanation as to how, you know, things were applied to create it. Like you can't just whip it out and just do it in one move. Like there's a lot of combining factors that do things, like in Jujutsu Kaisen and stuff like that, you know? So it's like, yeah, he could cop out and then just be like, yeah, he used the flames and then they blow up and they die. But that's just not how the series is. It's never been simple, like a simple explanation for anything. So I don't know. I could see why it could be a little, you know, tiresome, especially week to week, where you kind of feel like Sakuna's not really getting pushed that hard, or he's not really, you know, getting faltered by the attacks of people. I could see that being a reason why people are like, "Oh my god, fucking Sakuna! Here he is again, nuking them with 10-page thesis essays." Like, I could see that being a reason why people are upset. But like, you know, them explaining how he did this stuff, I feel like it's kind of par for the course. You know?
No, I know. I
The
guess what I'm trying to say.
particles that have become thermobaric explosives scattered to every corner of the domain. That was, you know,
Yeah, but
that
that's
was
that's
almost
not-
as intense as that attack.
because that's how his domain works.
That
His
was
domain
almost
splashes at everything.
Shakespearean.
I'll say this. I don't think it's necessarily a cop out if he were to be like, he could just do the divine flame. Because we had no idea about this other shit that he needed to do it. So it's not like outside the realm of possibility for me that he just has access to it because he's done it before. I don't know. I guess it's not really that big a deal. I just like felt it for the first time.
I'm not even saying it doesn't really take that much away from the chapter. In
No,
my
not
opinion.
even.
It just
I still had a good
it's a
time reading
slight
it.
thing that perturbed me. That's all.
Yeah, it was like a while ago
Yeah.
where he felt the need to explain something when when Itadori was fighting Okotsu for the first time, and he was like, "It's good, bro. We know that you're not just pulling shit out of your ass. It's fine, bro. We know. We trust
I
you."
forgot what that was.
Yeah, me too. But I
Yeah,
remember there was definitely a moment.
Kaisen does that a lot.
There was definitely a moment where we were like, "It's okay, buddy. We like you. We're not."
It's like you good, you know. It's like, not,
We trust you. We
gotta
know that
cover
you're
every
not just
single
making
base.
stuff up.
You don't just take. You don't have to take multiple panels or a page, you know, to seal that plot hole. It's. I didn't even think about
He's
that.
like reverse Eisen.
Yeah.
You guys figure it out. There's a lot of ambiguity in my powers.
But anyway, Toto's back, and I am so happy.
Yeah, Toto is back, which is pretty PogChamp. I would say it's a W.
Oso's dead. He's a pack.
I love him. I love his interactions with Yuji because like they're always immediately on the same page. He says it will probably be all right, and Yuji's reaction when he like
He said a
with
word?
lines and shit. Yeah, that when that happened, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the shit I love. I didn't even flip the page yet. I'm like, oh yeah, this dynamic fucking duo, man.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Nobody can get Yuji going like Toto. Not a single soul.
Shit. I wanted to run through a wall.
You're right. It is going to be all right.
You know what? My depression's gone. It will probably be all right.
But yeah, those are my thoughts. RGC.
Yeah, I don't have much to add except for I'm very curious to see to what extent Toto can use Boogie Woogie. I wouldn't. Maybe he can just use it fully. I don't know what's under that cast. It looks like a fucking paddle, like a ping pong paddle. Maybe it's a giant hand.
People are theorizing it's part of what's her name's thing, the Tsunade lady.
It's a Tsunade lady.
Yeah, the lady is kind of like Tsunade.
Oh, the healing trick with the white type coat.
Yeri?
The one that was protecting Tengen.
Tsukumo?
Yeah,
What do they think it is?
they think it's that thing that she had.
Yeah.
The Shikigami?
They're saying that like that might be what is on his hand.
I don't know about that. It's literally a
That's
weird
so random.
Rayquaza thing. It's like a monster.
I don't know, man. That's just
Oh,
what
it's
the
just
people, that's
balled
what the
up.
streets are
I
saying.
don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's just got a big hand.
I disagree.
What's her name again?
Tsukumo?
Tsukumo.
Yeah, I don't see how that could be it.
Like the head of it. is
He's
on
just
his
got a head for a hand?
Yeah.
I don't know about that, fam. I'm not sure I would like that, to be honest.
Why not?
I don't know. Why would that be his hand now?
Because
I feel like you would know it because it has like a really long beak.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, fam. I don't think that's it. I don't care if he spends 2-3
Brian's
pages.
got Toto fever right now.
Yeah,
I don't care if he
Toto
spends
time.
2-3 pages explaining why he has a head for a hand. I'm not buying it.
It's Toad time.
It is Toad time. But yeah, that was cool. Choso's death was very sad. Choso is a guy who's gotten beat up and stepped on, stunted on a lot throughout the series. It's sad to see his sacrifice, but he did it for a good cause. He did it for his brother. And that's nice. Now he's going to be reunited with his other brothers.
His other brothers from other mothers.
Yeah. Very sad. But you know what? One thing, Toto didn't let Itadori fall into his funk. He's here. It'll probably be all right. Very into this chapter. Luckily, there's no break next week for Jujutsu Kaisen, so we'll get to see what exactly his hand is like. Oh, by the way,
Yay.
I texted you guys that I was spoiled on something for Jujutsu Kaisen. Toto's appearance is what I was spoiled on.
Damn.
I was so fucking mad to see that it was actually a thing. I was like, my
tough, bro.
God, I didn't get to experience this the way I needed to.
Listen, all I'm saying is I called it last week that Toto was going to show up.
I
I
know.
remember.
I know you did.
And they mentioned Resonance, which is what's her name's special move or special thing. So who knows? Maybe I'll be right about that too.
Maybe. I did not expect Toto to actually be back. I'll say
did.
that much.
Me neither.
Fucking
I counted him out.
Yeah, I
knew
counted
that
him
motherfucker
out.
was coming back.
Well, la-di-da, Brian. Looks like you're better than us, huh?
No, I'm just so happy.
Yeah.
Toto's my favorite character.
Toto is the man. If there's anything else, I don't know. I don't really know the particulars of the explanation. I guess like he was just trying to swap himself with most of the combatants that are there. So I'm not mad at it. Whatever gets him to the battlefield.
Wait, did he get everybody out or
We don't know because even they don't know if it would work. Because Toto's not necessarily replacing himself. He's using Mei-Mei's crows. So he had to have expanded his boogie woogie to include multiple people to be swapped out with an equal number of things, like the crows.
so he doesn't know if he got them out in time or
Well,
not?
he wasn't able to get Itadori and Choso out, so it's not a guarantee that it worked on a lot
No,
of
it's
folks.
because he couldn't sense them for some reason. I think that's what they said.
Yeah, but that could have been the same for a lot of folks. There were a lot of people in this battlefield. So I guess we'll have to wait
So,
and see. It's
He
probably
said it says Toto himself didn't know whether his allies were safe since he couldn't sense Itadori and Choso in the heart of the domain. So I guess that's not saying that he couldn't sense the other people, but I don't know.
I think it's implying that he doesn't know if it worked. He just activated the technique because he couldn't sense Itadori and Choso, and that means he could there's probably other people he couldn't sense.
Oh,
So he doesn't know.
Okay.
He doesn't know
There
for
you
sure
go.
how many people he saved.
Got it.
If he
got it.
saved any at all.
I hate when. All right, if there's one thing I hate what that Akutami does is when he does this shit.
See? See what we're saying?
Like he'll explain. Like I love it when he explains shit, but then he chooses not to explain like the weirdest shit. Like, bro, just tell me if they make it or not.
No, because there's got to be new surprises coming. There's got to be new people who bail them out. And you can't know who's coming to bail him out. It could be anybody. Very smart Akutami. Very good strategy. Anyway, those are all my thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen. Ready to move on, boys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go. Kagurabachi. And with that, I'm going to toss this over to Brian. I've done enough today.
All right. Kagurabachi. Okay, so last we left off, the main villain was shit talking the fuck out of Chihiro, and Chihiro was like, you know what? I only got hands for you now, motherfucker. We done talking. And he started using his Cloud Gouger, and he's like, so he's kind of explaining that Cloud Gouger is kind of like on its last legs. Like this is definitely towards the end of it. So he uses it to break out of the little tree thing that was holding him in place, and he cuts this guy's arm off. And he kind of like, so he cuts the guy's arm off and kind of dashes past him, and the dude grabs his own arm and throws it at Chihiro, and he kind of appears behind him and tries to fucking kick him. And I guess Chihiro dodges it and kind of zips back and stabs him, which makes him into like a little fire hydrant of blood. He spit out a lot of blood there. But it turns out that he took the stab on purpose to spit blood into Chihiro's eyes and tried to grab him. But
Eddie.
Chihiro's too swift to kind of let himself be caught by that. And this guy's impressed by Chihiro's skills and shit. And
looks like you're not so weak after all.
yeah, like
I lost my arm. No big deal.
typical
This is
villain
manga.
fashion.
If you lose your arm in manga, it's not so big. No, not a big deal at all.
It's like
But-
a paper cut.
Yeah, for real.
Chihiro isn't really Chihiro is kind of split between two decisions here. It's either he puts everything into fighting this guy and trying to kill him, or he has to choose between breaking the wall and helping Hikari?
No, Hakuri,
Hakuri, yeah.
something like that.
So here it's basically him having to decide whether he wants to get vengeance or save his dad's sword. So it looks like he only has like 3 attacks left with Cloud Gouger before it's done, and he's kind of thinking back to how he can figure out how to get through this. So he's kind of explaining that this guy hasn't even really used his special moves yet. So he has no idea what he's capable of. So maybe he's trying to bait him into using the rest of Cloud Gouger on him. And that way he could probably take care of Chihiro really easily without like a super sword on his side. So then this is when he decides, he finally makes the decision to finally makes a decision. And then we cut back to, I forgot his name again, Hakuri.
Yes, Hakuri.
So Hakuri uses his family move Iso only to immediately get fucking little broed. And he's kind of, this guy always loses his shit when he's talking to Hakuri. He's just like, oh, I'm really on edge here. I can't take this. Defeat me? And he like kicks him, and he's like, you see, you're so weak. All you do is like be a little bitch. And he kind of spots Cloud Gouger being used through the wall, and he's realizing that, oh shit, he's trying to get through, and he needs lightning to get through, and if he's coming, then I just have to do something. And this guy is just continuing to cry on and on about how Chihiro will abandon him and how he's useless. And Hakuri's not buying any of it. So, and we get a flashback to Hakuri being explained what Iso is. So he's explaining that sorcery is made up of spirit energy that lies dormant in everyone, and sorcerers control it to increase their capacity. So it's kind of like it's like energy that circulates around the body, and they can use it in different ways, whether it be to help you with mobility or to help you defend yourself. So, and in order to really use sorcery, you have to have like a strong body to withhold like the effects that it'll have on you. So they kind of continue to explain that they don't know what kind of training he went through, but he already has the spirit running through him. So in theory, he could use ISO. And he kind of explains that in his family, they learned how to use ISO at the age of 8. And oh no, they learned how to use spirit energy at 8, and they learned ISO at 11. But he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. So everybody else kind of thought he was kind of ass, so they stopped training him. So he naturally started to develop his sorcery for defending himself. And this is kind of them doing what his family didn't, and kind of encouraging him and showing him that he's more than just what his family led him to believe. Like they've made him believe that he was weak, so he grew up thinking he was weak. And now they're kind of trying to break that barrier for him. And you see flashbacks of people doubting him, of people kicking him down, and people saying that he can't do anything. And it's kind of building up to a moment where he finally uses ISO on his brother and kind of blasts him back into the wall. And as he kind of gets, as what's his name? I forget this guy's name. Soru?
I don't remember this guy's name.
It starts with an S. He's like shocked. He's like, well, you just fucking did it? And he's like, oh, all you did was move me with your cute little shockwaves. And as he's saying that, Cloud Chihiro bursts through the wall with Cloud Gouger. And he's just like, yo, we gotta fucking go, let's dip. And the main villain is kind of like, oh, well, that was quite surprising. He's very level-headed. And that's where the chapter ends.
Brian, one detail, I don't know if you noticed this, because I just did. The Bone Lady's right behind him.
Yep.
Oh shit,
waiting.
she is! Holy fuck, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, it's time for them to be put in the 1v1 dome. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and he's a plant sorcerer. It's over for him.
that's not even his sorcery, apparently. It's just some random shit he did. But yeah, that was Kagurabachi. Josh, what were your thoughts?
This was an exciting chapter. I was wondering how the younger brother was going to respond against his older brother, who is one of the, far most elite members of his family. And he didn't do shit, they gave him a little force push. But he used he used a little bit of strategy and creativity, and through that assist to Chihiro to break through right on time. He knew he was pulling up. I mean, I guess he knew he would try to break through the wall again. He guessed right. That was resonance right there. If you ask me. I thought it was incredibly mature of Chihiro to continue to fight this dude and bounce and keep the mission in mind. Not. It's funny. This guy kind of looks like Chihiro at certain points.
What if he's actually his dad?
Or his uncle. I get my hand on little swords forever. Yeah. Dude, he's so catch about losing his arm. Whatever.
He doesn't even care.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Like I said, it, I want to see the Bone Lady fight this dude, and I wonder what's gonna happen next. Look forward to it.
Hell yeah.
Chris, what about you?
I thought this was a nice chapter for Hakuri. Someone telling him that, like, hey, actually, you can do something, and just knowing that you have the aptitude to do something is probably gonna have Hakuri be inspired to get a little stronger, and use his magic a little better. So that was pretty cool. It was a good moment for him. I'm sure, like, next week we're gonna find out the exact circumstances that had Chihiro decide to bounce. Because there's, like, definitely a moment in time where he could have been just like where he just decided that he has to go. If he just decided to leave, that's pretty big of him. You know, a lot of main characters tend to try and lose before they do, but he's like, I gotta stay focused on the task at hand. So,
If he busts that U-turn,
yeah, it seems that's what he did.
that last shot is for you.
Yeah, but that was cool.
Yeah.
The fight between them was pretty sick. Not for nothing. The fact that he managed to stab the dude was pretty sick. They're doing multiple
He let
fake
him
outs.
stab him on purpose.
Yeah. Thanks for stabbing me in the heart. Now I know you're strong.
You just gave me enough blood to spit on you.
Tui.
Ptui.
He probably has some type of regeneration spell or something.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's just like,
Stuff.
oh, I was stabbed in the heart. Must be Tuesday.
Oh,
It's
my
been a
arm
while
got
since
cut
this
off.
happened.
Yeah. But he's not worried. I'm very excited to see what happens next, honestly. Now they're going to be going straight for the subspace auction thingy. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. But really, that's all my thoughts. I'm excited. I love the art. I thought this chapter was cool. I don't have anything else to say, really. Do you guys have any other thoughts?
No, not really. You guys all kind of
Nope.
touched on the same thing. But yeah, I just like the way he draws like the action and how dynamic he makes the movements look like. It's kind of Jujutsu Kaisen-esque with the way he draws his combat. Very, like, it's not super detailed in the movements, but it's like sketchy and fluid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my thoughts.
I am also happy to see more of the power system being explained, and I'm happy that it's kind of simple. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to like chakra.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah. There can only be so many complicated series, you know? Like Hunter x Hunter and Jujutsu Kaisen should be enough.
Yeah, there's only so many textbooks I could read every week.
And World Trigger kind of, but World Trigger explains things very, very compactly, so you never really realize how complicated the system is.
Mm-hmm. All right, but we ready to move onward, boys?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then let's go.
Let's go.
We call that easy money, GG.
Undead Unluck. With that, I'm going to pass this over to Josh.
All right, Undead Unluck, chapter number 206. Let me go grab the title. Engage. Aw. All right, well, I know why they named that the title now. Okay, so last week in Undead Unluck, Nico Vorgil has gained his negator ability after seeing his girlfriend and fellow union member Fang sacrifice themselves for two totally different reasons. But yeah, he gained his unforgettable ability. I think, right? Unforgettable. Is that what it is?
Yes, he got unforgettable.
Yeah, he got unforgettable. And then Apocalypse touched him, and he gained the knowledge of everything, and he survived it. It was a big deal. So now he's ready to, and after that he continued to fight Language and Shiratori, and going out like a true sore loser, she decided to use a supernova attack in order to destroy them and the entire planet and all of that. She wanted to give a whole planet and Union easy money GG. Peace out.
We call that easy
On
money
games.
GG.
Oh, thank you, man. That was
I'm trying to be quicker with the drops.
Yeah, we cut to this week where she's about to unleash her supernova, and she's like, ha 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 ha, let's return to ashes, Nico. He's like, nah, I'm straight. I'm gonna hit this meditation pose, which is similar to the one Shikamaru from Naruto does.
It does. It looks
Yeah,
similar. That's
peep
what I was
that.
thinking. I was like, what is this?
Pay attention, Brian. Yeah. Bang's noticing. He's like, I know he doesn't think he's about to upstage me right now, is he? And Chico, right? Chico is like, listen, Fang. In his current state, Chico will find the very best option for sure. Let him handle this shit. And at the same time, he launches this soul chain into her head. He's like, look, like, something that me and our daughter made from the last loop. You and I will expand upon the image of the world science from the second turn and create this. I'm gonna need your help. What they're gonna make in a second. He asks Fang, like, listen, like I need you for this weapon. Can I count on you? And he's like, nah. But actually, I would have been like that before, but I owe you one for guiding me to how strong I've become in this moment, and I'm gonna do you a favor. So then he goes like, yeah, bet. So they create the Super Dreadnought Union lethal weapon, Superior Buster Soul version, which is essentially a ray gun, a rail gun as well. That's why I said that's one of two earlier from My Hero Academia.
Mm-hmm.
Cool stuff. Listen, it's a railgun, all right? Land is like, man, that shit is weak. You, like, what you gonna do? Shoot the supernova out, like outside the planet? When it blows up, it's gonna incinerate the Earth anyway. So, you lose. Eat a dick. And Land, Nico, I guess doesn't care what she has to say and fires the beam. She's like, you fool, you lack the imagination, unlike Lady Luna. Your son is the closest to us. Said you can't knock him off the ground, much less defeat him. And she looks crazy, guys. Her eyes are swirling, her teeth are sharp. She looks like something. I don't know what.
I don't know what she looks like, but she's
Really
going
is,
nuts.
Yeah, she's going fucking, but she looks like a crackhead. So Nico is like, chooses his word, which happens to be wormhole, and basically uses that huge railgun to launch the sun god, which was gonna be the supernova that exploded, into the same area where all the other master rules linger. And then at the end of the beam, Fang emerges and then further pushes back the sun god into their portal. And then Soul, I guess the boss of the Master Rules, is like, yo, I'll handle it. Like, everyone stand back. And it's like, yo, Soul, I lost. Sorry. My bad. I'm trash.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm trash.
I guess she takes all the damage from that supernova. Just like, no way. I mean, she wouldn't even. There'd be nothing left of her. But whatever. She takes recoil from that attack and she basically loses. There's one more turn to go. And Nico's like, look, my next turn, I'm gonna kill you. But
I'm gonna kill you.
even if you try to heal yourself, I'm gonna count you, so it doesn't matter. He's like, do you still want to fight? And she's like, yeah. Like I've been waiting mad long, 4.6 billion years, actually. So he's like, all right, okay. I'm gonna summon this Lithuanian. Oh no, okay. No, he adds the Lithuanian language, and he uses some type of spear that contains a lethal poison. Does it right on her fucking forehead, damn. He's like, yeah, it's over. And then right when Lan is about to say her final word, Fuko pulls up and she's like, yo, Nico, Ichiko, I'm here. And she sees that language has disappeared and is gone. And with her last word, she used the she used Japanese and said Santoka, which means marriage or Kenkonj. Bro, whatever. Listen, it's the end of the chapter. She summoned wedding rings for them. She wasn't being a sore loser. She learned from her errors of her ways and gave her their blessings. That was very adorable. And that's the end of that fight. All right. Brian, I'd love to hear your deeper, most inner thoughts of and most detailed thoughts on this chapter.
Brian may not be here yet. He had to step away from
You
his
may
computer.
not be of this world.
Yeah, he may have left this
Okay.
world. But I'll tell you my complete, unhonest, detailed thoughts. I thought that the ending of this chapter was very, very nice. I really felt just like the connection. I love that she made them low engagement rings. Like, you got it, you won. Enjoy your happy life together. I thought it was cute. It must be wild to hear some guy talk about a daughter that you had in a different life and just kind of have to accept that.
Yeah. That's how Wiley feels.
That's how who feels?
Wiley.
What do you mean?
This speedster.
Oh, Wally West.
Remember he had
Oh,
kids?
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That. He came back and he was like, we had kids. And she's like, who are you? He handled it a lot
That's
worse. Yeah. Nico was very convincing in his arguments. But yeah, this was a really cool moment for Nico. I'm really happy that he got his cool ending here. The wormhole shit was crazy. I'm like, what are you even doing right now?
That was bizarre.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. Bro made a wormhole that happened to lead directly to the other round table.
That was such a good idea. I guess the girl came up with it,
Mm-hmm.
Chico. Did not see that coming.
Yeah, it looks like seemed genuinely sad to see knowledge die or lose. Very weird.
Yeah,
But
they care about each other, I guess.
yeah,
Well, he cares about them.
yeah,
The others don't care about each other. They hate each other.
yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, those are really all my thoughts. I thought it was a really good chapter. I enjoyed I love this 2-page spread at the end. I think it's like one of the best drawn in a while.
What about my thoughts?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, I didn't finish my thoughts, Brian. I'll pass it over to you. Brian, what did you
Yeah.
think about Undead Unluck?
I thought it was really fucking awesome when that thing happened. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy when she did that. I was like, there's no fucking way she did that. And she did it. Josh, you have any rebuttals?
No, I was really engaged with what you had to say.
Thank you. That's why you guys make such great hosts of this show.
Thanks, Brian.
But yeah, those are my thoughts. It was really close to being RGC, but we had so many good chapters this week.
Yeah, exactly how I be feeling.
Yeah, Josh, what did you think?
I feel like Undead Unluck is unfortunate to be born in an era with Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece and World Trigger and other popular series like
Black
My
Clover,
Hero and yes, and also
Garabachi.
Yozakura Family.
Obviously, Yuzaki
So-
family.
Yeah. So it doesn't get much shine, but obviously it's still alive. It's still going strong. Still in the top 15. Crystal's Trek in the meantime. Still an enjoyable series. I'm really invested in how this is going to end. I mean, obviously it's probably gonna end on a positive note, which would be good for my soul, because we all know Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna end horribly. But I
Undead Unluck was 16th
mean,
this
who's
week.
next? Yikes! Right outside the 15. It's like I think I jinxed it.
Yeah, come on, man.
It probably was like 14, and then when I said that, it switched.
Yeah, I went down 2 spaces because you said that.
It's crazy how much influence we have on the manga world.
Yeah, we're a big deal.
We influence arcs and trends.
Yeah.
Cool spear. That's all my thoughts.
Hell yeah. Well, that
And
was oh,
was a day late and a dollar short, huh?
what?
I said
Day late
Fuko's a
and a
day late.
Oh
and a
yeah,
dollar
she
short,
just
huh?
got there right at right as they were wrapping everything up. He's like, we didn't need you, Fuko. We did it. We figured it out ourselves.
We're the main characters now.
Yeah, we are the main
You
characters.
dropped the ball.
Mm. Well, in that case, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Wowie, thank you guys so much for listening on this this absolutely stacked episode of Jujutsu City. Thank you guys. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we will answer any questions and comments on our pre-show chat show that we do every week. It's gonna come out Wednesday. Look forward to that. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, all of that jazz. Please do. It makes me feel good when we get a bump in listens and subscriptions, so help us out with that. And without further ado, thank you guys so much for listening, as per usual. We'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
So, yeah. Go Knicks.
Go Knicks.